All right, so this is our webinar. Thank you for joining in. Zero Limits webinar. And I just wanted to introduce this beautiful concept, and few of you might be aware about it. So this webinar is purely based on this book, this magical book, which is written by Dr. Joe Vitale and Dr. Hew Len. I know Sachin have mentioned that he has read the book, and I just wanted to see a quick glimpse of the people. Just do emoji onto the virtual screen or onto the camera so that I can see if you have heard about this book or read this book. No? All right, we can see Varsha. Okay. All right, so very few people looks like have been engaged with this book. So this book is a magical book, and I really wanted to thank Dr. Joe, who has primarily written this book along with the collaboration with Dr. Hew Len. And this book is based on a person. It is kind of a story, and this story starts with Dr. Joe Vitale's curiosity. I know Sachin might be, um, you might be having an idea, so feel free to nudge in case you wanted to add anything once we are done or during the middle of this conversation. All right. So this guy, Dr. Joe Vitale, was already into the self-help from last many years, and he became curious about Dr. Hew Len, and he heard this from his one of the close friend. And the topic was like most unusual therapist who has healed tons of people without consulting them. And that was so magical. So what he has done is he has actually started reaching out to this guy, Dr. Hew Len, and few of you might be aware about this. So Dr. Hew Len, he was in a jail, in a hospital to treat mentally ill patients. Yes. And that hospital was very unusual because that was filled with all these criminals who are either murderers, rapists, kidnappers, drug addicts, and whatnot. And nobody would like to stay in the jail, even the wards. Ward says, no, we can't. We can't stay in that toxic environment because you might get stabbed by the people, by the criminals over there. Even the the hospital authorities have invited many of the psychologists, therapists, and none of them stayed for more than a month there. And finally, this guy, Dr. Hew Len, was got that invitation, and he has joined that hospital, and he stayed there for 4 years. And guess what? What it did? Um, so he has created a lot of magic in people's lives. Um, he has been asked to treat these people, but he hasn't treated anyone directly. He hasn't seen anyone. What he used to do is he used to come and close his room and look at the patient's file. And he used to study their case, what somebody has done it. And he did it for 4 months, and results started to turn up very differently. And jail authorities were like, this doctor has joined us, and what the heck, like what he's doing is like he's not even seeing the people over there, so how is going to be impacting? And he was doing a lot of stuff within himself. So the real magic started after 4 or 5 months when there was some people who were shackles, like, they cannot be released. It will be very brutal for the people if it get released. And they started seeing that really happened. So jail authorities were very curious what really happened, what he did. And they asked, hey doctor, you're not even seeing the patients, and what's really happening. And then, and he said, no, I am actually seeing them by cleaning myself. What? Cleaning myself? What does it mean? What do you mean by cleaning myself? And Dr. Joe Vitale was very, intellectual kind of a person, and he was equally curious about this when he heard this for the first time. And that's what this book talk about. So you all can pick up this book if you feel it resonates with you. So finally, this process of Dr. Hew Len continued for 4 years. And guess what? After 4 years, the jail was almost about to get closed because there was no one left to get treated. And that was the magical thing, because he continued that process on cleaning himself by looking at people's file. And it made me curious as well into the process, right? Why it's happening, how it's happening, and this is magical, right? So let me just go on with this. I just also wanted to add that the environment in which he was doing, there were no trees. Plants were not growing there because the environment was so toxic. If they were putting the paint onto the walls, it was not sticking it because it was so toxic. Because nothing was getting accepted by the environment. And in that environment, this guy did miracles. Um, and you may believe, you may not believe, that's perfectly fine. But I have one request. During this whole webinar, I request you to just be at the neutral ground and look at the possibilities it can bring in your life. That's my only humble request. Don't discard it. Don't accept it. Just be on the neutral ground and see. Just become curious that Dr. Joe Vitale being and see what happens. So I really wanted to thank these two gentlemen. I'm really grateful for the magic these guys have created on the planet. And based on that inspiration, I'm just starting up this. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. So far, let me just go on to the next slide. Yes, yes, Salish, please go on. All right, thank you. I will go to the next. So this whole system has been popularized as Ho'oponopono. You may not be able to pronounce, that's perfectly okay. Even I struggle with this, so it is Ho'oponopono. It's a problem-solving process of expressing repentance, forgiveness, and transmutation used by Hawaiian island tribe. So this involved this process of Ho'oponopono, which Dr. Hew Len, applied in his life to clean himself so that problem can be solved in the real world. What is the problem? Let's see. So this involves repentance, which is nothing but an expression what you are feeling. If you are feeling guilty, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling a different set of emotions within yourself, can you just express it openly and ask the higher self or ask the inner self for the real forgiveness, and then the transmutation, which is nothing but cleaning up what is stored in you and replacing it with something. What is that something? Let's look at that. So in simple language, it aims to help people heal, understand, and connect with themselves. I don't know if you have heard about Kyle Cease. He talks about holy shit version of yourself. Connect with the holy shit version of yourself. So connect with yourself is the most important thing here. And as a result, you can connect with others in a better way so that you as a person can restore your balance and harmony. It can also help people resolve conflicts and repair the damaged relationship. So that's the real power of this. Please feel free to ask if you have any questions and use this chat feature. Thank you. Now, let me just also say something about it here. So Dr. Hew Len was actually saying that you don't have a problem, others don't have a problem. It's the memory which creates the problem. And what does it mean by the memory? Memories are nothing but your inner stored information, maybe in the form of the knowledge which you have got from someone, or from the books, or from the YouTube videos, or wherever it's from, or it is a belief which you may have stored. So these are known as memories, but memories can be of two types: useful memories and not so useful memories, like what Dr. Joe here, Dr. Hew Len says, error in memories. They are the erroneous memories. So what do we do with that memories which is causing the problem? So you don't have a problem, he doesn't have a problem. It seems like he has a problem in the life, but no, it's the memory which is playing and creating the problem. So how do we really, what do we do with the problem, right? So let's look at that. Let's look at that. All right. So just wanted to touch base this slide that, yes, memories, which is based on the knowledge, based on what we know, based on the past events which has happened, based on the beliefs, and what all the different emotions which got stored in you. And that is what he represented by memories. That is what I just wanted to highlight, so that you understand what is the mean by memories. And the claim is, the bold claim is that these memories can be erased, especially the bad memories, not the good memories. The memories which is creating a problem, which is stopping you to feel free in your life. That is what is the magic he wanted to create. Now, let me just ask you, is everyone here? I'm just inviting you. How do you really wanted to live your life? With the inspiration or based on the memory? Now, inspiration is wisdom, what you really feel, what is right for you, deep within, in a voice, or from the divine guidance. That's inspiration. And memory is what we have just talked about. So please feel free to use the chat, or that you can use and raise your hand, and I can just unmute you. Um, just tell that, how do you really wanted to live your life? And I'll just stop presenting so that I can see you. Okay, Arifa is saying it's from the inspiration. All right. What about others? How do you want to live your life? Is it based on memory or from the inspiration? All right. Looks like a lot of people are wanted to live with it. No memory person here. Nobody likes to live in the memories.
And I mean, we want to live with inspiration and passion, but fortunately or unfortunately, our memory, which had experiences in the past, that definitely stops us somewhere in the path.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Varun. Thank you, Tarun. Yes, it stops us. So how do you really, what do we do about it? We'll talk about that, but let's hear from others what they have to say.
Kapil, we would want to work from good memories. If there are good memories and you want to repeat those, and maybe you're holding on to, I don't know that aspect about it, but yeah.
Yeah. You wanted to retain the good memory and operate from there. Okay, all right. Thank you. And if you are not able to understand, please feel free to ask the question. So that, because this is for you, not for me. This talk, this community, this conversation is all for you. We just wanted to make sure that you understand this and take something from this.
And I have one more question, Kapil. What is express repentance?
Repentance It is your expression of your emotions. It could be your guilt. It could be your anger. It could be what are you repenting on, what really you're not okay with, and you're really seeing it now deep within yourself and saying, yes, this is the experience in me, and I wanted to work on it. That is what it says, expression of that. It is. All right, so I will move on. So looks like a lot of people wanted to go with inspiration. Thank you. Let me just thank you, Shivani, for sharing. Um, yes, I think not clear. No. All right. So, how memory stops you to feel free? Because ultimately, what we are talking about here is the freedom, real freedom, so that you can feel very, very wealthy, you can feel very, very healthy, you can feel very, very peaceful. But how do you really want it to operate without these memories? But let's understand a little bit more how memory stops you to feel free. So, what it says is every time we see a problem in our life, every time we see an issue in our life, the memories which are replaying in the subconscious mind, it is not your problem because now it has gone on to subconscious and it is very much automatic, not in your control. For example, I was coaching someone last week, and the person was saying, hey, I wanted to, I don't want my husband to talk to that friend, right? And they had a conversation, real deep conversation, and every time it just does not happen. Husband is not able to do that, follow that, even though husband is sorry for that. He says, you know what, I'm really, really sorry, I really want to do that, but I'll try next time, and it does not happen. So what's really happening in husband's mind? Probably there is something which is a kind of belief or a kind of a memory which is settling, which is settled, which is not allowing him to play and follow what my wife is saying. So likewise, I hope you're aware that we all are living by the subconscious, which is an autopilot mode, which is 99.99%. We all are controlled. We feel we have a full total control of our life. But unfortunate thing is that, or you can say it's a fortunate thing, I don't know. But thing is that you don't have freaking control about these memories, which is replaying again and again in the subconscious. Now, if problems are memories replaying, then what are memories? Memories are nothing but the programs, not just yours, they are the shared programs. And this is powerful concept. What is meant by the shared program? Let's explore further here. But there is a way to release the memory. That is the good news. So overall, now what we are talking here is Dr. Hew Len did some magic by cleaning himself. And before we really get what he did, and few of you might be aware about it, few of you might have heard about this Ho'oponopono technique. So here is my request that whatever you have heard and seen, let's explore it together with a different view and see if you can unlock some new possibility in your life. That is what is my humble request. So Dr. Hew Len has come up with some 6 principles to achieve to the zero limit. Now, before I go to the principles, let me also talk about what is zero limits actually. Zero limits is nothing but what he calls is going to the state of zero. That means clean slate. Clean slate where You are not operating from the memory. You are connected to the divinity with ease. Nothing is coming in between as an obstacle. You are able to connect deep and listen to the inspiration and live your life from the inspiration. How cool is that if we all can live the life from the inspiration, right? But that does not happen always, right? So this is what he came up with, 6 principles. May not be very easy to understand, but let's see. Let's do this work together. What is actually? Yes, Salish, please. You have a question? Sorry, we are not able to hear you. I'll just move on. So I'll read some stuff. Okay, principle number 1. You don't have a clue what is going on with you, right? And what they say is you are only aware about 15 bits of information at a time, but there you have an enormous capacity to hold that information in the subconscious for which you don't have a conscious control of, and you're running your life into the autopilot mode, and that is why you don't have a clue what is really going on. So you know what you know, but what if we say that you don't know a lot of things in your life? So let me just read it here for you. It is impossible to be aware of everything happening around you consciously or unconsciously. Your body and mind are regulating themselves right now without you being aware of it. And numerous invisible signals are in the air, from radio waves to thought forms, which you have no conscious sense. You are indeed co-creating your own reality right now, but it is happening unconsciously without your conscious knowledge or control. This is powerful. You are indeed co-creating your own reality, but it is happening unconsciously without your conscious knowledge or control. This is why you can think positive thoughts all you like, all the affirmations fan. You can think positive thoughts all you like and still be broke. Your conscious mind is not the creator. This is very powerful. Okay, so just absorb this for now so that you have an understanding what principles we are saying, all of this. Now, second, let me just go to the second here. You don't have a control over everything. And I believe you guys are aware about it. Obviously, if you don't know everything that is happening, you can't control it. You don't know, you can't control it, right? It's your ego trip to think you can make the world to do your bidding. Since your ego can't see much of what is going on the world right now, letting your ego decide what is the best for you is not wise. You have a choice, but you don't have a control. So the idea here is, behind this principle, you can choose, but you still don't have a control. And what we are saying control is most times on the results. You have an intention, you have a desire, but you don't have a control because you don't know what to control on, because you are operating at just 1% consciousness and maybe 99% consciousness, which is at the subconscious, which is in autopilot mode. So this is what it is. Now, third is, which is very important, you can heal whatever comes your way, which is based on the awareness that if it is comes in your radar, whatever happens in your life, no matter how it got you there, is up for the healing simply because now it is in your radar. The assumption here is that if you can feel it, you can heal it. So how many of you basically can really not okay if somebody cuts you from the signal, or jumps off the signal, or really stops you in between for no reason, or a truck in front of you? How many of you are not okay with that, even if it is for the slight moment? Thank you. So just say that um, emojis.
Hey Kapil, this is Shivani. Can you repeat the question, please?
Question is, how many of you are not okay if somebody cuts you in the signal, jumps on the signal on the road, or comes on your way for no reason, or a truck in front of you? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing. Yes.
yeah. Actually, I had exactly this experience a day before. I don't know if
Yeah.
that person was drunk or something, or he was crazy, he was in anger. He was just bringing the car horizontally in front of me. It was all horizontal. It was going ahead, going, coming. So, yeah, that time I wasn't okay. Yeah.
And few people are okay with that. Thank you for sharing. And few people are not okay with that, right? And that's perfectly fine. But the important thing is, do you have a sense that you are not okay with that, and you can really feel what you're feeling deep within? So if you can feel it, you can heal it. And if you don't know this is what is happening in you, and not even aware that this is, yes, you have a sense that, oh, this guy cuts, oh, you know what, I'm not okay with that, ye samaj kab sudhrega, oh, this guy never have a sense of this traffic, or, you know, this guy is like that guy is like that. So that is what we are talking here. What we're talking, do you have a sense what is happening inside of you? Okay, no, people are joining in. So if you can really feel it, you can heal it. If you can see in someone else and it bothers you, and if you see someone else action which bothers you, then it is up for the healing. That means there is a possibility that you can actually erase or clean that error memory deep within you. That is the principle number 3. All right, let me just move on with the next one. You are 100% responsible for all your experience. This is the most powerful thing. So, most people have an understanding of responsibility. Okay, what I do, what I think, and how do I, really act, really behave, or really think, basically. So, that's what is the partial responsibility as per Dr. Hew Len. So what he is saying is you are 100% responsible for all your experiences. Now, let me read. What happens in your life is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. The concept of personal responsibility goes beyond what you say, do, and think. It includes what others say, do, and think that shows up in your life. That means if you are not okay with someone's actions in the society, in your relationship, or anywhere around, it's always easy to say that that person is not okay, and you know what, that is not happening, that is not happening, and I'm not okay with that, and all those things. However, personal responsibility, what we're talking here is, let me just repeat, it includes what others say, do, and think that shows up in your life. That means even if you have a slightest of the discomfort, slightest of the uneasiness in you, which is showing up in your life, that means you have a personal responsibilities. Obviously, not to change that person, but to see what is really happening deep within. Now, let me give you a classic example, and that might be the controversial topic I'm entering into. Popular case of Kolkata. Imagine, this is an unfortunate thing, no doubt about it. And I have a deep gratitude for the person, for the divine soul, and not really any sympathy for that person. However, who did that act, right? However, what does it mean by 100% responsible? Let me just give an example. Now, I have told this yesterday. I was in the coaching conversation, and this conversation came in. Kapil, you know what? Fine, whatever happened and happened, I understand that. But now, this is a systemic problem of the society, and the society. I am just giving up on the society and not going to change, and it's not going to happen. And I feel like really not okay with that. And some people say that I feel like murdering that person who did that heinous act. Yes, you all can do that, but can you be 100% responsible for this act? And you may say, no, Kapil, no, how can I be responsible for somebody's act, which is heinous? Yes, you cannot do that, but if it is happening in your life, that means even if you're hearing about this act, even if you're seeing it on the WhatsApp, even if you're seeing in the news, there is something happening in you, in your experiences. And if it is happening, it's happening for the reason. Can you be 100% responsibility for that emotion which is happening in you? And I really had some person actually has shared the WhatsApp message, and I totally just ignored it. And then for the moment I said, there's something has happened with me. And after while I was reading this, and this happened, this particular scenario of Kolkata doctor case, and I just saw deep within what is happening, why it's occurring to me right now. What is the problem in me which I am responsible for? And I saw there was a discomfort. I really could not figure out. It was not an anger, it was not a guilt, it was some unknown emotion in me, and I could see that appearing within me. And that time, since I was aware, it was in my radar. It was coming onto the surface. And with the belief that I can heal whatever is in my radar, I took that 100% responsibility of that emotion without thinking, without figuring it out what is happening in the life. I started healing myself the way Dr. Hew Len explained. And I was really okay with that after some time. I don't know what was the result. It's too early to say, but this is what is the act of being 100% responsible. Now, let me ask this question with you. With this popular doctor's case, can you imagine the amount of rage and anger would have come in people's mind and existence? What would be the collective volume of their anger and rage? Can you just say that quickly to me?
Infinite.
And what all it can do? If you see it's an infinite anger and the rage which is generating in people's body
Nothing.
and experiences, what it can
Nothing.
create?
Nothing. So this, whatever anger and things that get evoked will remain with the person who carries that, and that is definitely be impacting that person and nobody else. So ideally, we should not generate such anger in such situation. That's what I believe.
Thank you for sharing, Salish. And we'll be talking about very, very important topic here, so on. Any other views?
Hey, Kapil, this is Divya here.
Hi, Divya. Yes.
Hey. So I joined a little late, so maybe I probably missed the context. But then when you talked about, I mean, I was there uh, before you talked about the Kolkata incident. How do you think that person was responsible for the experience she underwent? I don't, I
Who?
probably don't,
Which person? Sorry, which person?
whoever underwent that, right? The doctor case.
No, we are not talking about that person is responsible or not responsible. What we are talking is, we as a public has heard this news, right? Moment you heard this news, moment you heard this media, there is something which has happened deep within you. And whatever has happened deep within you, you felt different emotions. Maybe it's rage, maybe it's anger, maybe it's guilt, maybe it's, I don't know what kind of emotion, maybe it's sadness in people's mind and life, right? I'm not talking about sadness in the girl's life or the family's life. I'm not talking about sadness in the person who has done the heinous crime or the group of people. I'm talking about you and me, right?
Okay.
We all have undergone certain emotions. Now, my question is that what would be the collective collection of that emotion on this planet just because of this incident has happened? Sally said it is infinite and it's not going to impact anyone else.
Yeah, it's definitely to a greater extent. All the emotions have probably been triggered with most of the people.
Yeah. And right now, are you feeling anything?
Sorry?
Right now, are you feeling anything? What is the emotion right now, if I can ask this question?
I feel I feel that I feel a lot of anger inside me, to be very honest.
Right now? Right now?
Yeah, when I talk about that, I can sense
Beautiful.
that is there, right?
Beautiful. And I can right now feeling the resistance in me right now, in this very moment. Okay? So you and me both are into the emotional cycle of resistance and anger. Beautiful. Now, if you and me are feeling, other people might also be feeling that, like you and me while they're talking, while they are discussing this. And it's very easy to say that, you know what, this happened and this should not have happened. Yes, this should not have happened. We are not justifying the act, we are not saying it is the right thing. But what we are not able to see is this emotion and what it can do on this planet. And this is what Dr. Hew Len says. Can you just take total responsibility? And I think you may have missed this story of Dr. Hew Len. I don't know. Please feel free to watch the recording. And this is very, very powerful. And how this guy has treated hundreds of patients, criminally ill patients, without seeing them, by taking the 100% responsibility. And that was magical. So we are here trying to see that magic. How? What are the possibilities in our life so that we can see all that magic in our life as well? It's just a possibility. So we are talking about principles. What Dr. Hew Len said. Yes, Sriyan. Yes.
Hi, Kapil. Hi, everyone. Um,
Yes.
I don't know how it fits in the context, but I want to share the moment I heard about this. I started to talk about this with different people about the same. It stayed in my mind for some time. It gave me that pumping, heart pumping, and I was constantly thinking just about this. What happened? I wish I could have gone and be a part of this protest or something. But sitting at my home, all I was doing is, this is what I observed about myself. The entire day, I was not in a good mood, first of all.
Yeah.
I was not in a good mood. And I was
Yeah.
not, I was not, um, I was not being in a good self, how to say, not being balanced out. So it was after some time, when I started to watch what is bothering me, then the story went to that. Oh, that is what happened, because I really forgot what triggered me to have that uneasiness and discomfort, and the entire day I kept that emotion unknowingly, unconsciously. So this is what I wanted to share about this.
And the idea is to clean it, not to
Yes.
ignore it, with 100% responsibility of that experience. If it is happening in your life and you're seeing it as a problem because of someone else, we are not talking about someone else. What we are talking about is how can we be responsible for this which is happening and how it can impact in other people's lives. For example, every time you see this message from one person to another, or maybe an anger from me to my son, don't you think it I'm unknowingly transfer that anger to him and he's learning how to be an angry? It's very easy to imitate by the child, right? So so we are transferring that, even though we are saying no, we are not, but we are transferring that to people. And that is what Dr. Hew Len is saying, that it is a shared program what we are into. If it is in your existence, if you are, even if you are hearing a problem in your life, whatever it is, that means you are into the shared program. From where it has come, I have no clue. All right, that's not our business. We cannot figure it out because we only know a little bit of it. We don't know petabytes of information which would have stored in you or probably onto the planet. So what we are doing is we are taking 100% responsibility of seeing deep within this particular emotion and experience which is happening, and taking the responsibility. I'll just go on further. Thank you for sharing. I know we have few more hands and we'll be talking about in the last 10 minutes.
So, Kapil, sorry to interrupt here. Maybe there is
Yes.
little background noise, but I echo with Shivani that that's fine. That we want to really feel the things and really get hurted, not because that it it gives a pain to us, but because we want to stop it. This keeps going on. These kind of things keeps going on, and we and the system really try to work on this, but unfortunately things do not move, and that makes things little more painful, because these kind of incidents will kind of keep happening, and that is really more painful.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and it's very natural. Every people on this planet that we don't own it, and we say that there is a problem out there. Someone should do something about it. And who is this someone? We are part of someone, and nobody is taking that responsibility. Yeah, government can do that. They can bring in a lot of laws, strictness. All that will happen, may happen. I'm not denying that. But there is one more powerful thing. What we are talking is personal responsibility of that emotion, which might create a error memory in somebody else because of their anger. I have been very, very angry. Oh my God, I have been from Uttar Pradesh, Kanpur, and you don't know what I have seen in my life. I had a physical fight with people because of my anger in the bus just after my marriage. I was traveling into the bus and I had that maybe 15, 16 years back. I have seen that. I had it in my genes, in my body, in my DNA, really added up because we all are living in the shared memory. Right? You go into the traffic, you really, few people really feel a discomfort. Maybe different emotions are flowing, and you guys are all catching up like an antenna, which you are not aware what is happening next to you in somebody's mind. Maybe somebody is feared up, somebody is scared, somebody is guilty, somebody is angry. We all are catching up that, unfortunately. But that's what we are talking here is how can you really erase that? It is in the ticket to zero limit, which is the clean state, uh, which is where zero memories, where there's no error memory exists, is saying the phrase "I love you," and it is very important. I'll just read this. That gets the past, that gets you peace beyond all understanding, from healing to manifestation. In the simple phrase "I love you," saying it to the divine cleans everything in you so you can experience the miracle of this moment, which is zero limit. The idea is to love everything. Love this extra fat, love this addiction, love the problematic child or the neighbor or the spouse. Love it all. Love transmutes the stuck energy and frees it up. Saying "I love you" is the open sea same to experience the divine. And before I move on to the next, I wanted to showcase something very, very important to all of you. And this is just a 3-minute video. The true power of love, what all love can do that in somebody's life. And I know in this call, there are a few people who are the true testimony of that. Maybe we'll hear them in a short while. But in the meantime, let me just see if you can just let me know if you can hear this audio. This, just say that if can you hear this
No, not yet, Kapil.
now?
Yes.
Yes,
Now?
yes. Now, yes.
Okay. All right. Just see that 3-minute video. You may have seen it, but I'll just I'll start the video.
Uh,
It's not audible, Kapil.
yeah, there's no
Need to
sound coming.
share the audio, I think.
Oh, okay. That's what I was talking. So it's not having an audio. Okay. So let me see if I can figure this out quickly. I know there is an option, and I hear also share audio tab. Okay, entire screen. Okay, so I cannot. I can do this. And also share audio. Okay. So that's the tab. Chrome tab. Okay, I am about to select this Chrome tab. I think I cannot do that now. Okay, so let me just I'll pass on this video. It's simple.
We can see the subtitle if that would help.
No, that would not
No.
help really. Yeah, it is just half thing. So it's a 3-minute video. It's a power of self-love. There's a guy having Alzheimer, and you know, he just forget it, I guess. And then his wife went to the loo, and then you know this guy was lost his seat and then wanted to grab another seat maybe, and then people have started fighting with him, and this guy, poor guy, 60 plus, I guess, and then was not really in his control. And in the meantime, there was a total chaos on the plane. And in the meantime, these guys have come up, his wife has come up and tried to control the people. And this and they said, what? Let me just sing a song, and please help me to song along with me. And this happened, and you know what? After 2 times of this repetition of the song, he was completely okay. He was completely okay. And that song was so powerful to me. And that was based on the true love which he has got. I mean, imagine the insane problem like this can be solved within few seconds, like a magic. So what we're talking here is, can we just apply this magic in our life? That is what is the invitation. New possibility in our life, that if it is so powerful. And I would really request Shivani to say something about it. I know, Shivani, you may have few things about this, so please feel free to just share that if you have any example of that in your life.
Hi everyone. So yes, I have seen this magic many a times with my son. And most of the time when he is in total anxiety, my son is a special needs child, so when he is in total anxiety, earlier I used to be like anxious with him. But then when I saw that that was not at all helping, I started to be more of love then, and the rest was taken care of. So right now also this thought came in my mind, because this is what is happening right now. He is all jumping and anxious because of whatever reason. And when I am with him, he catches that vibration, and as you were saying, I usually sing to him and he gets calm. So I think, yes, if to a child who doesn't understand totally, he has a good understanding, but not totally. So even he catches that vibration. Oh, okay, I can calm myself down, and this is love I'm receiving. So, and also last week, I mean, there is an incident, but I don't know how to articulate, because there were many events that has happened. Uh, uh, okay, let me think where to start from. So I was speaking to one friend of mine. So I had this, I have one-on-one coaching calls with Kapil, and he shared about this, about the whole Hew Len principles, not everything, but the essence was shared with me, like the feeling of love, that replaces every other thing. So I took that powerful message and tried to live with it the whole last week. And let me know, Kapil, if I'm exceeding the time, and I'll just cut it short otherwise. So, yeah. Okay. So I try to live with it, and I try to be more observant. Yeah. Can you hear me, or the voice is echoing?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So I was actually trying to live with that message, and trying to make it mine. Like, okay, so this is what is happening outside. I'm going to be responsible for what I am feeling because of whatever thing outside, and it is happening within me. What is happening within me is my responsibility. And doing this, I have a friend of mine who wanted to share some discomfort about something that she went through during the daytime, and we met in the evening, and she said, and I was, before that I wanted to say, I was in a different vibration altogether. I had never had this feeling before. People used to talk about vibration and, the upper. Never felt that after doing so many things. But yet, just giving that love to myself for whatever was happening outside made myself get that super consciousness connection. I don't know how. It was just that I did. And then this friend of mine, I met her. She was sharing about her issues, some divorce issues that she was facing, and even though divorce happened, she was not being okay with what she was carrying inside her head, even though all connections were off, and etc. So I spoke to her, everything happened, and I was thinking that I was trying to help her. But instead, what was happening was, perhaps because for the first time I was in that vibration, she all of a sudden, ad hocly, she had thrown a proposal to me. Shivani, what you say, I connect so much with you. Why don't you want to have a talk with everyone here in the society? I know many people. And I was like, I've never done that. I don't know if I could do it. So I just said this, and I came back, and I was like, I don't know what made me write this message before sleeping. I wrote this message to her. Okay, the topic could be clear life and something. Yeah. And she said, she gave me a thumbs up, and I slept. For the first time, people talks about that angel numbers. I have been in a group of this angel numbers, that angels are around you, guiding agents, angels. I used to think it's something that honestly, um, the inner feeling was I was not believing it at all. And I had quitted two of the groups previously in which people used to talk about angel numbers and stuff. I said, Nothing of that exists." That very day, I slept, giving that thumbs up to her, and honestly, I want to admit it that I had it in my mind. Maybe it would happen. It might not happen. That very day, a angel number. There was a number, 3-digit number that appeared in my dream, and all I was doing in the dream was multiplying by two. Okay, what did it mean? Dividing it by two. What does it mean? And when I woke up 2 o'clock because of some reason, I was thinking, what was that number? I quickly Googled it. And I had all tears in my eyes with all that love that I received, because that number was nothing but an angel number in which the guiding angels had conveyed this message that listen to your intuition, and you are going to the path of spirituality. And I don't know what exactly spirituality is, but this feeling of love made me see this magic in my life, which I could have never imagined. I have heard many people, other people having this experience. I've never had it myself, so I was all that state. And ever since then, I am trying to listen to myself more and be all love I can. Yeah, I'll stop here. Thank you,
How
Kapil.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing this magic. Yes, so that's you are creating the new possibility in people's life right now. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Now it is. I know we are up for the time, but in case there's a possibility, see if you can stay for another 10 minutes or 15. And if you really can't, please feel free to exit with your love and the message if you can. Otherwise, we are good. So with that note, I just continue self-reflection time. So here's beautiful thing. Now think about a problem or an issue which is going on in your life. It could be big, small, doesn't matter. It could be anything. Uh, just think about it. All right. Now, but you're still not okay with that, not at peace with that. You're not okay, really not okay with that problem which is going on in your life. Okay. That means you're not able to accept it. Just think about that. So just take a minute to think, all right, and please see if you can do that, and just raise your hand so that I understand that you all are done with that exercise. You can see 2 people have raised their hands.
Sorry, Kapil, I just missed it. So sorry for that.
No problem. Just write a problem or an issue which is going on in your life, big
Okay.
or small, doesn't matter, but you're not okay with that. You're not at peace with that, and not acceptable for you in your real life.
Oh, okay. So I don't have a single one with me. I won't raise my hand. Thank you.
No worries, Tarun. Thank you. Yes, I think Vishal, Arifa, Sachin. Let me see. I cannot see it. Looks like for the people. Okay. I can see 3 people have raised it. It seems. All right. Now, if you are done with that, I wanted to just have a slight experience of that in your body, in your life, in your experience, what that would feel like to you, whatever it is. Just have a sense, just have a sense of it, small sense of it. Take a deep breath, and once you have a little sense of the problem in your life right now, which is happening, which you're not okay with that, ask this lovingly to yourself with 100% responsibility, what is going on inside of me that I am experiencing this situation, problem, or the issue in me. Now, this is not about using the intellectual mind and thinking there is a problem outside. We are done with that because this is about 100% responsibility. It can be just what I can do about it in my life to really solve that problem for me, which is happening deep within me, inside of me. So the question is very simple. What is going on inside of me that I'm experiencing this problem or the issue? And I'll just give you a small example so that you understand. While I was preparing this, and it was not a very great preparation. And I had a big day, and then after that I got some time, and then my wife, my loving wife, had an expectation from me, and she said like, "Hey, why don't you drop this child, like our child, Darsh, to the tuitions?" And I did that, and guess what? It was locked, and it took me 10 minutes, and it was a total interruption, and it came back, and after some time my son just entered my house. I said, "What happened?" He said, "The door is locked." I said, "Fine, no problem. People just come inside." And guess what? After 10 minutes, 15 minutes, she again pinged me and said, "Why don't you just drop?" And I was like, "No," in my mind. Outside, so yes, I will do that. It's my responsibility. You're busy, I know. I'm not that much. And I said, like, "No, I'm not okay with that." And I could see the resistance in me right here. Right. And after some time, when I was going and walking with him, and I sensed that, hey, this is the problem in my life right now. It doesn't matter big or small. This is a small problem in my life, but it is happening in me. I have to see what's happening inside of me. Why I'm experiencing this resistance. And guess what? I was having some other problem to solve in my life, which I was ignoring. And when that interruption has happened, I was not okay with that interruption because I wanted to solve that problem, right? I was working on that, but that got interrupted, and I started working on something else, and this has created a resistance in me. So I started looking at that, and I could see there was a fear. Fear which existed before, which I was ignoring it. I was totally insane. I was ignoring it. That fear was within me, and I said, "Oh my God, my wife has pushed me to the corners to see that fear, which I was ignoring it." Now that fear came onto the surface on my radar, and I took that ownership, and I started looking into that. And obviously, I cleaned it in a typical way. So I'm done with my examples. Are you guys done with that? If one or two examples could help, quick examples.
Kapil, I can say mine.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I was a good girl growing up, and now
Yeah.
I have a strong-willed child. And I recently discovered, like, why he doesn't listen, why he doesn't do things the way we have grown up. You just say, and
Just
kids.
tell me sorry, in interest of the time, Arifa, just tell me the problem first.
So,
Just tell me
my child
right now.
is not very, let's say, disciplined, or doesn't listen to all the instructions that you say. He has a mind of his
Good.
own, so he
Yeah.
challenges everything that is told to him. And I could not get a handle on it, and I realized that it was somewhere from my own childhood, where
Yeah.
I was a good girl, always followed whatever
Yeah.
my mom said, pleasing her in a certain way. And I'm projecting that same thing on him, and I'm expecting him to be that good boy who listens to everything I say, and that is not happening. And there is where
Yeah.
the disturbance is happening.
And you're not okay with that, right?
I'm not okay with that. Yeah.
Now ask this question: why I'm experiencing this, not with the intellectual mind, because I'm assuming you have not taken the 100% responsibility. That is an underlying assumption, right? Why I'm experiencing this now, and he is making me push to the corners because of his behavior, which I'm not okay with that, right? And I see that as a problem. So problem is coming onto the surface. Every time there's an act by him, there is a problem deep within you, which is happening. Now, what is happening inside of you, which is so that you're experiencing that? If you can only take that responsibility and have that experience, that itself is enough to begin the cleaning. Thank you for sharing, Arifa.
Thank you.
Now I'll move on quickly. How to practice this magical method in real life, which is known as Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian system. Now, first step, which I feel, and obviously the summary from the book is ownership of your experiences, not just what you do, think, and act. Okay, so it's not about thinking, it's not about action, it's not about what you do on the real world. It's not about ownership of all experiences because of someone else, or maybe because of your own act. Yes, sorry, thank you for a reminder, Sachin. I'll do that once I'm done with that, so that we don't discontinue the continue the flow. Second step, ask the divine and higher self or the inner child, whatever you feel like saying. This is the typical prayer which Dr. Hew Len, Dr. Joe Vitale has made it popular. And obviously it's from Hawaiian tribe which has come. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. These are the only 4 phrases enough for the cleaning. That is what is the claim. Now, I don't want you to believe or not believe. I want you to see and experience this in real life. Once you take that ownership of your experience, without the ownership, it won't work. That is what I feel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my inner child that I was ignorant about this emotion in me. And please forgive me for that. It could be your higher self, it could be your inner child. Please forgive me for this ignorance. Maybe it's I was ignorant about it. Maybe I have learned this because of my behavior from my parent or from my ancestors or from my family members or from the society. So please forgive me for this, and thank you for this cleansing. Thank you for this cleansing. I'm really thankful to you, and I love you. And this is I love you is not about it's a return to the divine. It's more about it's your inner child. I really love you. Basically. That's the assurance that you're giving, which is the power of love. So if you break this phrase into some time, like I'm sorry, which is expressing your repentance, which talks about, and
Kapil, I can't hear
forgiveness.
you.
Okay.
I think
Is it just
we can hear you.
Can hear.
Okay. So I'm sorry is all about that repentance, that expression of your emotions, and forgiveness is nothing but your surrendering to that. I was just ignorant about it, and because I was running in autopilot mode, I was not very conscious about it. Something may be conscious, but most of the emotions which I'm not even aware where the heck I have just taken this anger from. Right? So please forgive me and my ancestors and my family members, every one of them. That is the forgiveness you're invoking to the divine or to the higher self or to your inner child. Please forgive me for this ignorance, right? And which is a real surrender. So these 2 steps are very important. And then thank you for the cleansing. Now, you're not talking about healing, that you will be healed. What you're talking about, your 100% responsibility to clean this emotion from you, from this error memory from you, and I really love you. I love you. I love you, my inner child. And that's the process. So cleansing and then replacing the cleanse with the love, the divine love. So this is the 4-step process, and faith in the process, and repeat. Practice to clean, clean, clean deep within. Don't look for the healing, just clean, because that's all it's you are having a control of.
So, Kapil,
Sixth
how many
principle.
times you repeat this?
There's no limit.
So
It's a lifetime
know,
work.
how do you know it has been cleaned?
You will experience it here. You will have an experience. Only experience will tell you. Nothing more than that.
Can I add? Can I reflect?
You, yes,
Sure.
please.
So I'm so sorry, I was just parallelly on something else. But the moment I heard this, because of the fact that this particular question that how long we should do it, there is no need. A point will come when self-realization happens, and the magic will be evident for the person who practices these stuff there, and automatically that will give a kind of confidence, self relaxation, and uh, achievement feeling in your life, that you will start realizing that something good is happening around you because of certain aspect which you have practiced just recent.
Thank you for sharing, Sailesh. Thank you for adding up.
Kapil, I have one more question. Why are we asking forgiveness for the inner child? Like, it is not divine, right? It is just part of us. The divine is like higher self, and divine, I'm not like confused why inner child you are asking instead of, the divine or.
So you can ask for the higher self. You can ask for the higher self, but it is forgiveness is more about not the divine is hearing it. It's for you to hear it. That is what Dr. Hew Len says. Forgiveness is not about divine to hear it. It's for you to hear it, basically. I really don't have an answer for this, frankly speaking. And only thing which I can say is, you can say divine is within me, and I'm just invoking that, so that there is a mirror, there is a reflection which happens automatically within me. All right, Shivani, yes. You have any questions? No.
No, really, Kapil. Just remembering all those things that happened. So this was the essence, was coming back to myself and giving that love. Very, as you very well said, not thinking much was there when less intellect was used. The connection to the self, the inner child or divine, whatsoever you want to call, became more stronger, because no one was in between me and that. And then that love used to flow very easily, so yeah, I remembered all those things now. Yeah.
And thank you for reminding. I'll share that link of the LinkedIn post I created few months back. Unfortunately, I can't download the video. I've lost the video. Video is there. So I'll share that video of power of real love. So please do watch and let us know what you feel about that. So now, based on the request, first principle I'm talking is the inspiration is more important than intention. This is very, very important. Thank you for reminding this. Intention is a toy of the mind. Yes, I wanted to do something. I have a desire of this. Yes, it is an toy of the mind. Inspiration is a directive from the divine. But there is something which comes, right? Which is, we are talking about these memories. At some point, you will surrender and start listening rather than begging and waiting. Intention is trying to control the life based on the limited view of the ego. Inspiration is receiving the message from the divine and then acting on it. Intention works and bring the results. So there is no doubt. Intention doesn't give you the results. It works and bring the results. But inspiration works and brings miracles. What do you prefer? So there is a very, very slight difference between inspiration and intention. We all would have seen that desire, the goals, their intentions. We are not neglecting all of that, but what we are saying is inspiration is more powerful than living with an intentional life. And we are not saying you drop the intention, but just see that intention is driving from the ego, from the layered, not from the state of the zero, which is having some degree of control of my life. I can control my results. I can do this. I can do that. Right. But inspiration is not about really surrendering yourself and willing to see what's really how the life divine can take you from here on. That is what is the inspiration. And only when you all begin to start the magic, we will be trusting on that. And I know few of you are already living from the inspiration. So thank you for sharing everything what you have shared. I'll just stop and see if you have any questions about anything you talk about. I know we are really, really overgone with this, but if you have any questions about anything, you
I
can.
have a quick question.
Yes.
So here it's talking about intention as, coming from ego, but the illusion of money, we are looking at intention as coming from your heart, right? Is it the words are converted there? It's talking your don't chase your goal, but the intention of your heart. And here intention looks like goal and inspiration is more like from
Yeah.
the
Yeah. So I know you're talking from the Kyle's book, The Illusion of Money. And so I would say it's a layered approach and intention, because intention is whatever intention you have, doesn't matter. It could be bringing the peace in your life, bringing your freedom in your life, It it just because you look forward to it, right? You look forward to it. You look, and when you don't meet that patience or the freedom or the real satisfaction in your life, you're just not okay with that, right? So that is what we are talking about, the next step, next elevation of the life, to live the life beyond the intention, basically. And that's the
So it's like
elevation we are talking
goal
about.
and then intention and then inspiration, like that.
Even that would get dropped off after some time. Yes, Sachin, please. Please feel free.
Yeah, so thanks, Kapil, for this wonderful section. I think there is a lot of compliment in terms of the Kylesi's book and this teaching, and I see you kind of share both with so much of purity and a big heart. So thanks for that. And the like. Not a question, like just a thought, like because see, I see my life as of now to live more from the intention than inspiration, I would say. But the I mean, just a thought comes in my mind, like when you live from inspiration, which I see you are living. So is there any sometimes you feel like impatient about it, or about what you really want to get? Because I know this is a very it needs a lot of patience, right? So
You're absolutely bang on right that leaving that egoistic mind who always wanted to live an intentional life, because you all have lived 30-40 years of our life that way, right? And you are expecting to drop that? No way. No
yeah,
way. But yes, so that dilemma will be there. That's a journey what we're talking. It's a journey. It's like a mountain without the top. You will be having an intention, you will be having an ego, and that's what the continuous cleaning Dr. Hew Len is talking about. And he says that it's not an easy thing. Don't fall in the trap that you would be doing it for 10 times, 100 times, and you're done with that. Don't put any number to that.
yeah,
Cleansing is a lifetime approach, because it is more about learning to, what our essence is, you're learning to surrender every time.
yeah,
Right? That is what you're learning. Because mantra is like, see, mantra is there, but what I really believe, that's my belief, is beyond this mantra, if you believe that this mantra is going to work, it's going to work. And if you bring in some other mantra and if you believe that that mantra is going to work, it's going to work. because he's talked about, can you believe, he has talked about that I would love to have a hot dog. And Dr. Joe Vitale is like talking about, no, that's not really healthy. He said, I'll clean this and I'll have that. I don't know if you have reached that level in the book, but he is cleaning every damn thing. He has even cleaned the walls so that the paint gets sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kapil, I have one more question. So when you're asking for this cleaning, whom are we asking really?
To yourself. To yourself. To yourself.
That's
So
interesting.
I
Because I thought
personally
it's
say
more like a divine. You're asking the divine to clean, but yeah.
yeah, divine within, right? That's my thing. I mean, see, there's no that particular process does not restrict you to whom you ask for. But every time I'm seeing something, forgiveness, Dr. Hew Len has clearly says, it is not about you hear, you say to the divine, because you would want to hear it for yourself. So moment you bring you in every conversation with yourself, you are connecting, right? You're connecting deep within yourself. And once that connection is made, you are in total control of your life. You are in within yourself. And I know many of you may resonate this idea of connection with the self. So that is what it is. So I would say that deep within. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for Shimani, for emojis. Any other questions, any other thoughts, statements, anything? I'm open for another 2 minutes and then we'll wrap up.
Hi, Kapil. Hello.
Thank you. Yes, Mukesh. Yes, I know you have joined late. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I was in like some office convention, so got I like joined late, and I also like my camera is not working. Sorry for that, so that I am not able to switch on. But
Oh, yeah.
I have gone through the session during my traveling from office to home. Okay, on that time only I gone through the session, and I think I found this quite insightful. I believe it's require lots of I think practice to get the Hawaii like culture inculcate in us, and it's not the easy, even it's a very simple task, and it's not easy task because we have not done it before. And to take a fruit, we need to like surrender ourselves, what I can understand, like Kapil.
Yeah. You're right. First, that is why have an understanding very clear first before you even start working on it. That is what is my invocation to all of you, that just stay in the neutral ground. Don't believe in everything what I'm saying or Dr. Hew Len is saying. Just get your understanding right first. See where they're coming from. See if you can resonate with that idea. And only when you believe in that, begin this journey.
Okay, okay. Also, if
Yeah.
Kapil, if you can share like few of the like um, method. I will not say the method because method is a simple here, is a surrendering. So if you just share like how to like recite all those process at the time of taking the full responsibility and asking the forgiveness, all those. So if you just share the like task, so that we can recite all those prayers and able to inculcate by like regular reciting uh, 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 like at our time, so it will be helpful.
Sure. We'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And anyone can do that, by the way. Salish, thank you for saying this beautiful message, syncing the self energy with the energy of the universe and start seeing the magic around you. Beautiful. This is so beautiful and
Pleasure.
pure.
My pleasure, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And I'll
Thank you very much,
share.
Kapil. for this wonderful session. God bless and love you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kapil. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.